When Women Speak and New Jersey Poetry Events presents When People Speak, Poetry and Conversation with Pop-Up Poetry Guests. Our pop-up poetry lineup will be
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is, in fact, January's edition of When People Speak. And yes, I am the hostess, the facilitator, the founder of When Women Speak. It is a platform that was created for women, women poets, women creatives. It offers a safe, nurturing environment for females to come up and share their work. This poem was created in that spirit. The title of this poem is, in fact, When Women Speak. When women speak, listen. Her tongue be like fire, fire burns, fire nurtures, fire will keep you warm, lay between the sparks. Her tongue will ignite your truths, your fallacies too. So listen. When women speak, hear. Her voice is melodious, warming hearts, cuddling babies and men into gurgles of soothing peace. So hear her. If you're lost, there's direction there. Her silence speaks too. Know how to fear it, follow it. It gives direction too, so listen. When women speak, no. No, silence is no longer an option. Prepare for battle. Be mindful of the spits of fire spewed from hearts to throat and tongue and forced out by power. For she be womb, men, nurturer of creation, mystical conqueror of nations. Stand behind her battle shield of words and wisdom and be protected. She was sent here, and her vibrations rattle and wake the dead. Give the blind sight, soothe the weak, and meek into mountains strong. So hear her. Her words live in hearts when women speak. We recognize mama, granny, auntie, and them ancestral voices that bleed and bled into earth so you and I can be fed. She be every woman if she need be. And sometimes she just be she. She speaks for herself, realizing her voice too matters. She speaks loudly through whispers blown through generations strong. She be woman, and her tongue be magic when women speak. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to this edition of When People Speak. I am your host, along with James Ellerby, for this evening. And we have a dynamite lineup here for you to enjoy this evening.
Yeah, I'm here. Um, Definitely beautiful piece. When Women Speak, a phenomenal um, venue. If you don't know about it, you definitely want to visit When Women Speak live on Facebook. And it's an all women showcase of phenomenal poets and artists from all over. And as you can see, your host, Amira Shabazz, is the host of that phenomenal show. And what a piece to demonstrate what goes on in Women Speak. So we're going to keep the show going. I have a piece prepared for tonight's show, and it's called Man Down, and I'm going to just let the piece speak for itself.
All right, I'm gonna step off and let you have this platform then. I'll be back.
There's an art to placing past pains behind lock and key in the dark corners of our psyche, then take the key and discard it somewhere desolate of familiars, of friends, of wannabe friends. Where is the safety box for current pain? He wears a sign on his mind, beware of oversized load. Don't ask him about his upbringing. He doesn't bring up that. It's too much trauma, too much daddy issues, too many questions of what life would be like if he never knew his father, not running farther from relationships, from connection, where a connection is what is seeked. Does he not know he's a superhero? With a superpower of resilience, somehow, some way, he can bounce back. His weakness is invisibility. Paint him as the invisible man. Even HG can dig those wells. Life is hell waiting for a bit of heaven to swing the pendulum back its way. And some of us been waiting a long time, and some of us choose not to wait. Some of us are not willing to accept the plate dish up with inhumane remains. Which one is he? He is a passenger of life's transportation, passing self doubt on the way to his dreams, trying to add self esteem like an abacus on the cusp of turning things around. For he already spent his early years on a losing streak. Call him Mr. Invisible, Mr. Get on his feet, Mr. Hard Work, No Sleep, Mr. No Excuse, Just Produce. Hope he doesn't get lost trying to be found. Hope he doesn't misconstrue success for healing. Somewhere down the line, the bottom gives out. He is trying hard to avoid the void, feel emptiness, artificial flavors, empty calories. Life is so intoxicating. His habits become habits. Truth is a serum served in a syringe without a warning label. And he is late for his daily dose. And the parrots repeat what they're told. Too bad no one told them. Don't kick a man when he's down. Don't you see him on the ground? Shots fire. Man down. Thank you.
Man down. So you talking all that man stuff up in this platform today, huh? Trying to get that fire started on the When People Speak program. I hear you, James. So James,
Yes, yes.
that particular poem, can you give me some background to it? Like what made you write it? What kind of what frame of mind were you in when that poem was produced?
Um, in that poem, I was just speaking. It's about how mental health can affect men trying to make sense of life and just trying to do the right thing. And sometimes that stagnates a man or anybody for that matter in finding their dreams or finding their purpose. And I wanted to kind of demonstrate that in that piece.
Yeah, yeah. It came through. Like some of the people in the audience are saying, like they need that male transparency, and they're telling you to go ahead with it and make sure that you speak for the people that are not on our platform. Number one, but not only that, but are not always able to um, have their true feelings shown and spoken so eloquently. So they're thanking you for that piece of work right there. So what we got coming up next, James? That was a beautiful piece. We have a whole lot of other poems out there. What's going on?
Yes, yes. We like to get into our pop up guest poets, and we just have a special show all the way around with two pop up poets, one by the name of Rescue Poetic and the other by the name of Mia X. And to top it off, we got two dynamic features, a poet from Newark by the name of Raz Haru and a hip hop artist, specialist, lyricist by the name of Real as Promised. But we're going to get into our pop up poets. And first up to bat is the one Rescue Poetics. So let's bring her on up to the show and meet the people.
How you doing?
I'm good, good to see you. We got to stop meeting this way. Better yet, we better keep on meeting this way.
Let's meet in this way. It's great to be among family. Thank you.
You're right. We've been on several platforms over the past few days together, just speaking our truths and sharing our work. And I just want to tell you, I'm so happy that we've met. I'm so happy that our hearts have crossed, our words are colliding and joining forces and just making this whole thing powerful. You are a wonderful poet. You are the poet laureate. Tell us a little bit about that. When did you get that position?
Well, Poet Laureate of Jersey City just happened recently. It was the resolution was confirmed and voted on in December. So the position starts now in January. I'm actually going to be meeting with the city in order to discuss what the next 2 years are going to bring. And I have the honor and the privilege of taking the baton from our previous Poet Laureate, Rashad.
Okay. Well, you know what? Before you begin, it is our policy and our complete pleasure to give the audience a little bit of background information about you. So I'm going to do that for them. This is Susan Justiano, and I just know I butchered that last name, so you'll help me with that. She's a first generation Puerto Rican from New Jersey. She's a New Jersey native, and she found her performance voice in Jersey City, New Jersey. Woohoo, Jersey City. She was introduced and fell in love with Jersey City's underground arts diversity, and in 2006, RescuePoetix emerged as an artist, entrepreneur, and arts business entity. Her professional arts career includes artist development, marketing, contract negotiation, media sourcing, networking, workshop facilitation, project management, event production, podcast production, grant writing. Wow, you have a plethora of things on your resume. You have recorded over 50 original works to music. You collaborated with producers and artists and record labels in all the corners of the world. You have also served on the boards of nonprofit organizations in Jersey City, Oradell, and Patterson, New Jersey, and also somewhere out there in Hudson County. Rescue, you are currently collaborating on with the House on the Waterfront. I guess that's Maryland, a
Mhm.
founding partner. And you're also involved with Everything is a Story podcast founding partner, and you're the co-host, the Open Road Poetry funding partner, co-producer, co-host, and co-technical lead. And as of December, as we were just discussing, December 2020, you have been confirmed as the Poet Laureate of Jersey City with a 2-year term. Woo, woo, woo. Powerful resume there, girl. I had every pleasure reading it out loud to our audience. That was fabulous. What do you
Thank
have to say for yourself, young lady?
Well, you know what? My motto is to build relationships. And in order to build relationships and to incite change, the kind of change that we expect to see as artists and as people of color, is you have to be involved. And I'm looking, and I've always looked for every possible place to be involved so that I can make change. I can be part of the change, um, and just build those strong relationships. And that to me is everything.
Pure facts. You know what? This is a poetry show. So let's get that poetry going. How about that?
All right, now.
Okay, James and I are going to step off the stage and let you have it.
Thank
Ladies and
you.
gentlemen, Rescue Poet.
Days at a fast, skimming along at a snap that would make anyone dizzy. Nights, I dream, would be unhurried, restful, and smooth. It's a reoccurring dream. A moment to reflect on a world when life turns into hours. Sheep. 1. Did I tell my kids I love them? Ewes. 2. Did I smile more than frown? Lambs. 3. Did I do something good for me today? Baying. 4. Did I help someone who needed help today? Tick them off. 5. Will I fall in love again? Some whole and solid. 6. When? Others. Abstract. 7. Was I inspired today? Whispered memories. 8. Did I inspire today? Pile up on the other side of the fence, just as they run to jump higher. That feeling crawls over my brain. 9. Who's that cute guy at the store? They stop, their desperate hurl to greener pastures. 10. Did I remember to do what? Piles disappear. Dreams take over. The next night, some of the sheep are so familiar, I give them names. The new ones, the ones that try to crawl under the fence, I push back. That's enough for tonight. Come back when these find a home. Thank you. So I wanted to share with you all a piece that was inspired by a workshop with one of the organizations that I'm involved with Info Color. And the theme of the workshop was inheritance and what that actually means for you. So this is what was born from that. Inheritance is an expectation of blood that has long run thin, losing its strength through generation and generation of diluted rebellions until you don't even ask why the pernil is cut before you put it in the mojo, why the pasteles are made the day after Thanksgiving in a marathon of papel and twine, mounds of masa and achote, why the olives are green and fingertips blackened by the labor of love that lost its meaning long ago. Broken accents of tios y tias into the flat New Jersey Puerto Rican nasal correction from children who are taught that brown skin is a second-class punishment, but not taught to love that skin and the pain, sacrifice, laughter, and rhythms of salsa that come with it. Passed down from mother and father, meaning lotus flower, with the strength of Egyptian queens, treated as delicate as a lily, a rose whose petals fall in the heat, underestimated and invisible in the weeds of males, the melanin that was once my inheritance, thinned by the blood of savages in the guise of men. Yet, with thorns, and from the murky depths, there was always hope. The fierce determination to grow beyond the boundaries and limitations of the 5 letters expected to define me. Given to me with the ideals that my heritage will be wiped away, along with the accent that should have rightfully been mine. The whole pernil marinated, cooked slow and long, leaving the lingering of hope of what's to come. It's taken 1 generation forward to remind 2 generations back that what's in a made-up name is but a sound, passed on through the divinity of ancestors, clamoring to be remembered in the pale skin stretched over the conga, through the gyro's hollow screeches and traditions of masa y echote, deep into the night, wrapped in hojas de plátano, tied with butcher's twine, strong enough to keep the secrets in, while letting the color bleed out. Thank you. So my last piece here is specifically for the poets, the writers, the prophets, the sayers, the speakers of truth, and everyone who has taken a moment to not only understand, but also share the truth. I could say that my veins are filled with ink, that my words flow from a place deep, but that would be a lie. The blood that runs amok within mine is filled with such passion that ink is nothing compared to what my platelets upon dime. My words, while impactful, are as deep as you allow them. They touch you how you choose them. They move you if you let them. There is no vanity. I am but the messenger. And the longer I spend letting them tumble on end doesn't make them any more profound than silence. The ones that form in mindfulness of my perception, cut through bone and flesh to make their presence known, with the expectation that the only ears not deaf to them are my own. They let loose not with the tenacity of gunfire, with the ease of meditation, flow of the unknown, touching higher than where they started from. My hands, I could say, are the instruments of creation, working to bring life to what's already been made by others. but this is mine. Translating what my eyes see within, forming what my brain accepts, and then giving life to that which my spirit, if it could, would burn on brick to make sure that the very life of it sticks. There are no guarantees. I am but the messenger. Furiously, the thoughts move within the confines of a box, struggling to find the balance that leaves them not at odds with truth, humility, and acceptance that they too have been heard by others. Ancestors sharing space to share their words with ease and passion. Fire where there is none to match one. I am but the messenger. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. I look forward to the rest of the show.
Okay, so yes, I was just asking about any work coming up that we don't know about that you'd like to share. I don't know if you answered it because I had all this crazy noise in my ear. So,
Right.
you have anything coming up?
No, I appreciate you asking again because I thought you meant projects because the echo was just going crazy. So I do have some new works coming up. I do a lot of my poetry to music, to house music specifically. So I do have a piece that I wrote that was presented on NPR for surrounding the pandemic and questions that are asked. So that'll be coming out soon. I recently had a release called Barrio Dreams that's recently been put out. So that's out and fresh. And Bohemia. So you can find that on TrackSource, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Spotify. So yeah, look forward to more music and more pieces coming together.
Absolutely. I'm going to reach out to you on another platform. I'd like for you to come on When Women Speak and share some of your poems that you have with music. So I'll speak to you later about that. Excuse me. I'd like to thank you so much for being a part of When Women Speak. I'm sorry, When People Speak. And I'd like to apologize for the technical difficulties that we're going through. But hey, it's over and done with now. We're moving on. The show is fabulous. Thank you, Rescue. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
Thank you both.
So James, what do you have coming up? This was a video that was produced by none other than our very own poet, artist, Queen Moore, and it has Dr. Antoinette Williams in it, doing the poetry, and a plethora of other creatives from Newark. Do we still have that? Do we have that ready to go?
Yeah, got it ready to go.
All right, how about we share that with the audience out there because it was a fabulous piece. Sit back, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. Thank you, Queen.
Indeed.
Newark, daylight is coming. Many have crawled through dark death tunnels. You are grieving, you have cried. We mourn with you. We will continue to hold you in the light. Hold on, my brother. Hold on, my sister. Hold on, my son and my daughter. Keep praying. Daylight is coming. We have made it through love droughts, unable to hug and touch one another. We have survived isolation floods and social media, Zoom calls, phone calls, Google Meetup, lifeboats have saved us. We are staying afloat. Daylight is coming. In times like this, we found true heroes and sheroes. Newark, we're grateful for every essential worker, every doctor, nurse, respiratory therapist, every food distribution volunteer, every delivery person, and every mail carrier. Thank you. Thank you, educators, for making a way for our children to learn. Hard as it is, we are thankful for your knowledge. We're grateful for the prayer warriors, the hymns and singing, the chanters and dancers. We see you. For the wisdom we heard from scientists and warriors, thank you. Our kitchens once again became freedom spaces that fed our bellies and our souls. Mothers, fathers, grandmothers, uncles, granddaddies, and aunties became teachers around kitchen tables. The new math is 1 + 1 is love. Some of us were reminded of the beauty of Big Mama's pots, the how we got over stories. Some of us learned for the first time the warmth and the deep roots of togetherness and family. That big pot fed us creativity as we found new ways to survive. Some of you have fought off abusers and you have spoken up. Thank you to the counselors and therapists for holding you, listening to you, and wiping away your tears. You are brave survivors, and we see you. It hasn't been easy to stay masked up, to ride the bus to dangerous work, waiting to buy food in long lines. Can't play ball the way we want. It's hard to work to protect and to serve, but we see all of you. Daylight is coming. Newark, once again, 2020 made us refocus on the deep racial breaches in America. We will continue the fight against injustice. Black bodies again battered and beaten in the public square by self-appointed gladiators. In Newark, we marched together, protested injustice as one city, one people, in one voice. We are the national standard of how to resist. Our mayor, the Honorable Ras Baraka, lights the way. We will never stop marching. We will never give up the fight. We have written pandemic poems, created more art than we ever thought possible. We have embraced you, Newark, with a symphony of survival. We have torn down colonial monuments, raised the greatest freedom fighter, Harriet Tubman, to light our path. Daylight is coming. Newark, we are still here. We know how to press, we know how to scrimp and save, bob and weave, duck and survive. Newark, our native sons and daughters have come back home to build affordable housing, to make movies, tell stories, show the world we are Brick City. We are built to thrive. Newark 2020 has tested our resolve, tried our spirits, but we will remember to say their names. We will look ahead, careful not to forget our abundance and always to see the light. We will hold our loved ones closer and celebrate the simple joys. Thank you. Thank you, 2020, for allowing us to birth radical love, for slowing us down, for grounding our steps and putting us on the right track. We look ahead to next year with more grace in hand, more in tune with our body, soul, and spirit. We're eager to fulfill the promises made to ourselves, our families, our neighbors, and our city. Our daylight is here. Our new sun is shining. Newark, God is with us. Keep moving, keep grooving, keep the steady ahead, because daylight is here.